verse which is going to affect your entire life. So be with me on this journey. It's very important to know and understand how this works. So far, what we have understood is that Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna how an enlightened person is, what does he see, what is a soul. Remember, our last satsang was all about the soul, how it cannot be cut, how it cannot be destroyed. All those things. And knowing that you are not a body but you are a soul, you have to learn to go towards this stage. Sometimes some people, those who are enlightened people, will get training from their guru or the master, and after many years they can get enlightenment. That is, sometimes people just hear the words and get enlightened. Sometimes it takes lifetimes, many lifetimes. Why is enlightenment important? Enlightenment is important because we have to not keep on coming back to birth every now and then. So we have to avoid the cycle of rebirths. Why is it important to avoid the cycle of rebirths, you may ask? It is because, you see, your birth itself is a misery right from the beginning. Wasn't it? Isn't it a misery? I mean, last time only I told you that to be born hanging upside down in the mother's womb for many months, floating in water, that is the placenta that is there, coming through a very narrow tube, the child goes through more trauma than the mother. Please remember this. The mother thinks, I am going through so much pain and so much trauma. But try thinking of the child. The child is going not 2 times, 10 times, or maybe 1,000 times of the misery and the pain which you are going through. You may not even realize this importance. So please remember this, that this kind of birth is miserable. Then to become a young person and go through the entire childhood and then the adulthood, getting a job is very difficult, going through your studies also was very difficult, trying to score marks, and then getting married and then settling down, and all this is a lifetime journey. And then having children, and after having children, what else do you do? You see, you have to raise them. You just can't throw them to the air. You have to raise them. You have to give them everything which you might not have got. So the education which you might not have got, you want to give to your children. Isn't that what you want to do? See, that is your primary requirement. You want to give the best education to your children. And when they grow up, you have to pay for their college studies and this and that. And then they get married. When they get married, we have to pay for the marriage ceremonies. You see, today's day and age, how many days of marriage is going on? It's an amazing thing, I mean, it is something which I have never seen. I thought marriage was one day itself, morning, get married, evening finished, everything off. But now the ceremony goes on for 7 days, 10 days, God knows how many days. Haldi ceremony, this ceremony, that ceremony, oh my God, too many. Everybody watches movies and come. Now every ceremony you have to pay money. How much of money is there? So you as a miserable person has to earn that money, save it for the day, and then there is childbirth for that person who is getting married. Again, the whole cycle continues, and then you become old. When you become old, do you think you are happy? You are bothered every day, your sickness. If you ask any old person, the first thing the person will say, oh, I have pain in my knee, I have this, I have cold, I was feeling like this, last week I fell down in the toilet, this happened, that happened, I went to the hospital, I took so many injections. What does an old person talk? They talk about that, and then they talk about when they were young, they were doing this. I used to eat when like this. I would climb trees and all that. You have to listen to all their, ancient stories, their achievements. They are not living in the present. They are not happy. Do you want that kind of old age? I think that is a miserable thing. Why do you want to have an old age where you are going to be talking only of the sickness? You are only going to talk about how painful your life is. Okay, see, all that is very important for people in the material domain. But this life is going to return back as a rebirth. Why would you want to have that? So try to get liberated. So that is what he says, try to get liberated. So we have come to this particular verse 30 and we had stopped over here. So now today we are starting a very, very important lesson. It is important for you to know why are you here. Please understand this. In the spiritual world, it is called your Swadharma. Why are you born on this planet Earth? Why are you in this family? Why are you in that place? Why are you in that particular religion or caste or creed or whatever that is? Why are you in that place? Today we are going to learn about that. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 31. Besides, considering your own duty, 2. You should not waver, for there is nothing more welcome for a man of the warrior class than a righteous war. Now here Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna something very, very important. Arjuna comes from a clan where his job is to fight wars. He is a Kshatriya. You agree? He is a Kshatriya. His job is to rule kingdoms, become a leader, fight wars. All these things he is supposed to do. Now imagine if you are like that and you are supposed to be a fighter and you say, I don't want to fight. How does that sound? Sounds very odd, isn't it? So Sri Krishna is telling him, it is your duty. What is your duty? Since you are born in this particular family, where your job is a Kshatriya's job to fight and to be a leader, it is your, God-given duty. And that is what you have to do. And you should not waver. Don't go away from that duty. And there is nothing more welcome for a man of the warrior class than a righteous war. A second term has come over here. There are two terminologies which are very important in the Bhagavad Gita, which you should remember always. One is called Dharma, which is called the way of a righteous life. And the second one is called Swadharma. Swadharma is what is my beholden duty. What is it that I am supposed to be doing in this world as a human being? You are born as a human being. You are somewhere. Why are you there? Now today's satsang may cover only one or two verses. So let us just see. Verse 32 says, Arjuna, fortunate are the Kshatriyas who get such an unsolicited opportunity of war, which is open gateway to heaven. Verse 33 says, now if you refuse to fight this righteous war, then shrinking your duty and losing your reputation, you will incur sin. See, the words are very dangerous over here, okay? Nay, verse 34 says, people will also pour undying infamy on you, and infamy brought on a man enjoying a popular esteem is worse than death. These are very, very important verses for your good. Now let us go back to where we came from. First, look at where Arjuna was born. Arjuna was born in a Kshatriya family. Agreed? So, the Kshatriya family's job is what? To become a soldier, to fight wars, to gain kingdoms, to become a king, to rule the kingdom, to be a leader, to rule people, collect taxes, do whatever that is necessary as a leader, what you are supposed to do. This is the job. Now apply it to your life. First, where were you born? Now let us say you were born in a family of Brahman or Kshatriyas or somebody like that. You were born. Now these are caste systems and all. We are not discussing caste. What is a Brahman and what is a Shudra? I'll give you an understanding. A Brahman is a knower of Brahma. Who is he? He knows God. Number one. Today, how many Brahmans are there in this world who know God? Zero. Nobody knows God. We just think we know God. Why? Because if I am able to rattle off 100 verses of the Bhagavad, any scripture for that matter, 700 verses this is, and I by heart all those 700 verses and I keep on pitter patter all the time. And you think that this person, oh my God, he's such an educated person. He knows spirituality. Sorry. Today I have a recorder in my phone which can record these 100 verses, 500 verses, 700 verses and can spew them out whenever I want to. Don't we go to YouTube and do that? So what is the point in by-hearting them? All these Panditjis and everybody who comes to your house to do puja, they're just blabbering away those verses, not even having any iota of knowledge about what is there in it. So can you think about it? Some people say that if you were to recite these verses or if you were to learn these verses, you're going to get enlightenment. Now let us say I am doing this book, okay? This is the Bhagavad Gita. So I think the person who has done this typing, in the WordPress or whichever place where he wants to do this printing, he must have seen these words and he has also edited them, so the editor will get enlightened. Is that what it is? Or the printer gets enlightened because he's printing 1,000,000 copies? No, this is stupidity. No editor, no printer, nobody who is even a worker, he can be just saying, oh, I know where the mistake is. The mistake is this comma is missing from here. Isn't that what the person does? So please remember, just by-hearting some verses doesn't make any difference to anybody. Talking in Sanskrit, even my parrot can talk in Sanskrit if I want to. Even my dog, if I train the dog also, will be able to speak in that language. What nonsense are people talking? You understand? And who has said that this was written in Sanskrit? Think about it. The Bible today is written in English. Do you think Jesus Christ was speaking English like I am doing just now? Not at all. Do you think he was speaking in some language which was, a very ancient language? I don't know. If there was hieroglyphics about 5,000 years ago in Egypt, in India people were talking Sanskrit. I don't understand how this logic works. And that is the reason why I am not getting into this kind of a controversy where people think that this was written in this language. Well, there are Tamilians over there in South India. They believe their classical language is older than Sanskrit. Why not Shri Krishna speak in Tamil instead of speaking in Sanskrit? Ask yourself this question. If Tamil is the ancient language during the time of Shri Krishna also or before that, then he would have spoken in Tamil, isn't it? So then this logic doesn't apply. So speaking verses in Sanskrit or Tamil or any language also doesn't make anybody an enlightened person. Enlightenment can come to a person who may not even speak one word. Have you seen those Buddhist monks? They keep quiet all their life, full life. 100 years they may live, 115 years, and they will be sitting like this. They could be enlightened by not even opening their mouth. So the Brahmans are like that. Knowers of Brahma. So correct yourself if somebody says, I am a Brahmin. Sorry. Second one is a Kshatriya. Today's day, we don't have people going and fighting with swords and wars and this and that. No. They will push one button like that over there and the missile will go in one country, doom, it will become, and then the whole country gets obliterated. So who is the Kshatriya over here? I mean, just think about it. There is no Kshatriya there. There is some person who is pushing the buttons. Would you agree with me? and there is somebody who issues a presidential order, the president of America will say, okay, now let us bomb this country out. Maybe it gets bombed. So, Kshatriyas are no longer valid today because there is nobody going to fight any war like that. So, today Kshatriya means a leader amongst men. Would you agree with that? Somebody who leads number of people. Somebody who can conquer people. He is the master over there. He is a leader over there. That is a Kshatriya. A Vaishya is a person who does transactions business-wise. He does all kinds of transactions, money, this, that, land. They may be exchanging land, they may be exchanging grains, they may be exchanging weapons for all you know. We don't know that. So that kind of a person could be there. And then supposedly the Shudra is supposed to be lower class. Sorry, again you are mistaken. What is a Shudra? A person who works for money, who works for other people. Somebody who serves other people. Look at the explanation. Somebody who serves other people. Are you working for an IT company? Very good. Are you working for any big organization? Yes. Are you a CEO of some big company? Yes. Are you serving the chairman and the board of directors? Yes. Then you are a worker. So, worker is nothing to do with somebody who is going to do manual labor. See, this is wrong. So, there are these 4 divisions in the society where the last division is somebody who works for other people. Second one, somebody who does transactions. Third one is somebody who is a leader. And fourth one is an enlightened person, the knower of Brahma. So now, this is how the Varnas have been described. So kindly correct yourself if you are thinking in some other aspect. Now, if you are born in a Varna, let us say, according to your ephemeral charts, Kundali, you are born in some Brahmin family. And you are working for an IT company today. Think about it. What do the Brahmins do? And why are you working for IT company? Let us say your father and mother are agriculturists. Agriculture is farmers. And you have gone abroad and taken fancy degrees and you are working for some big fancy company. Are you following your Swadharma? Now you will ask me, are we not supposed to grow in our career? Of course you are supposed to grow in your career. Nobody says you are not supposed to grow in your career. But let us say, I have a certain instrument or I have a certain thing in my life. Let us say I have a bicycle. Can I use the bicycle as a rocket? No. Do you get the point? If I am going to use the mixer grinder for running my fan, no. A mixer grinder is a mixer grinder. Can I use my washing machine for creating my juices? All those nonsense that I drink every day. That is also wrong, isn't it? So a washing machine is for washing clothes. Every person has been given a designation. Every person has been given a position in life. Would you agree with me? You may be coming from a rich family. You are a king's son or a king's daughter. What is it that comes to you? Don't say nepotism. If you are a king's son, God has put you over there to rule the kingdom. Maybe you will abdicate. Maybe you will not want to rule. Doesn't matter. But at least you are a royalty. So the royalty is a royalty. Likewise, we have all been given positions in the society. God created these positions and we have been put in certain families for that reason. The Dons of Sicily. Have you heard of them? There are, at least I have read a book called Don Corleone and all that kind of thing. Yes. Now, Don Corleone's son is not supposed to join the army. He is supposed to become a Don. So, Michael Corleone becomes a Don. because he is a don. Do you get the point or no? Every person follows their trajectory and their path. In olden times was, suppose there is a doctor in the family, your family is full of doctors, your father is a doctor, your grandfather is a doctor, this one is a doctor, that one is a doctor. Will they not tell you to become a doctor? That is your Swadharma. Why are you going and working for some company like a Shudra? You are a worker in some company. Instead of becoming a doctor, which is your Swadharma, why are you going somewhere else? So, knowing your Swadharma is important. First, how does a person identify the Swadharma? Number one, where are you born? If you are born in a North Pole or some Iceland or Greenland, and you are staying in the tropics, or you are staying at the equator, or you want to go to Africa and stay, is that your country? It is like buying a dog from Iceland or some such place. I've got one Siberian Husky. I've got a Malamute. Siberian Husky in India? A Malamute in India? Are you nuts or what? That creature is from one particular place. You see, understand, from Siberia. Let it be in Siberia. Why are you bringing that monkey from there to here? Have you seen that they brought that panda from China and they put it in New York Zoo? And finally they had to return it back because the pandas are not going to do anything. They will die very soon. So if you bring a Malamute in India or a Husky, that person, that dog will die in 7 years, 8 years, 10 years. But if he was in those Alaska or those places, what is going to happen? If he is in Siberia, he will live for 30 years. Who is responsible for his death? You are responsible because you thought, I want to have a fancy dog. The Swadharma of the dog is to take care of the household and the family. Has that been there for donkey's years? And you are putting your dog in your own bed and sleeping over there? My puppy, my this thing, my dog, and you carry it in your purse? Have you seen that pink color lady who is carrying everything in the purse? Why? For what reason? You're not supposed to do that. That dog is a dog, is a dog, is a dog. You put him down there and ask him to guard the house. You understand what I'm saying? So that is how it is. So the Swadharma of a dog is to guard the house. Right from Yudhishthir's time and all, it was that only, isn't it? So why are you putting your dog inside? It's likewise, every person comes from a specific location. Number one. Number two, you are born in a certain family. For what reason? If you are supposed to go to America and stay over there in a cold location where it is ice and every time it is raining and snowing and this and that, maybe you are living in Chicago. And where do you come from? I come from Tambaram, My Tambaram doesn't have snow. So it is like taking a husky and putting him in a hot place. You are from Chennai, okay? And you are going and settling in a cold place. Which idiot has taught you this? You are not following your Swadharma. You are not even dharmic. Understand your Swadharma. So the second thing is which family you are born in. If you are born in a doctor's family, it is better to become a doctor. Then you will not go to hell. See what he says? If you refuse to fight the righteous war, then shrinking your duty and losing your reputation, you will incur sin. So if you think that you have born in a certain place and you are going and working as an IT consultant or a specialist, is that what you are supposed to be doing when your father and mother are, agriculturists? I think you have lost it. You are surely going to go to hell and you will be reborn again. That is the scripture. So please be careful how you do it. So this is the Swadharma. He is telling Arjuna these things very, very important. Then the third thing, You come from a Gotra. Have you heard of the Gotras and all that? Or no? Huh? You come either Rig Vedi, this Vedi, that Vedi. All those things are there in your chart, isn't it? Why do you think we make a chart? The chart is made so that you understand everything in that place. Got the answer or no? And that is why you should know those things. So, where are you now? Ask yourself this question. What are you doing? I go to work and I come back. I go to work and I come back. According to my mother and father and according to the society and the idiots that I visit in the temple, according to them, I have to be a kind, loving wife. Or, I have to live my life like this. Really? Pati Parmeshwar? Which angle does your Pati look like a Parmeshwar? He looks like a devil. So don't say those words. Here you have to understand the way in which you are born. Why do we match the natal charts? Why? Normally, have you noticed that people get married within their vicinity? They all have, oh, this is my grandmother, this is my grandfather, this is my cousin, this is my 10th cousin, this is my 20th cousin. We keep on saying, no, if you go to our village, in India there are villages where we say, no, the whole village is my family. We say these words or no? No, I read Romeo and Juliet. I will go to the Capulets and get married to their daughter. Sorry boss, who told you that? Yeah, I made the mistake, okay? So, think like that. You are not supposed to be doing any of those things. But no, I am a person who has got integrity. I cannot get married like that. You see, there are lots of people. I come from Jharkhand. I will get married to somebody from Jharkhand. I'm a Bengali. I'll get married to a Bengali. Badaralok, people come from there. Why? Because they are coming from there. They have to do that. Now imagine a North Indian getting married to a South Indian. The South Indian only speaks Tamil and the North Indian only speaks Punjabi. How does that work? No. Karan Johar says this is good. Who is Karan Johar? Karan Johar is Shri Krishna, is it? So always remember that is not how it is to be seen. Yeah, you may get married by love marriage, this marriage, that marriage, all the things. But your Swadharma is different. You will find that if you have gone in the wrong profession, you have gone to the wrong place, you have gone to the wrong country, you are not doing service to anybody. This is the truth about spirituality. Spirituality tells you that you are born in a certain place for a certain reason and a certain location. That everything is already taken into account. And you have to do that only. Think about it. Why is it important? I hope you are getting this entire thing clearly. If you were to do your own job meticulously, sincerely, with devotion, you may not get anything in your life. You see, if you are a farmer, okay, you are born in a farming family and you are a farmer, you become a farmer girl or something like that. Nobody says you have to become poor there. Farmers can be rich also. Farmers could be using technology also. Agreed or no? Every farmer nowadays works on technology. He is going to do, green type of farming, all. How many types of farming are there? It's technologically based, right? They will plant things and do this and do that, everything in the way current situations are. So who says you are not supposed to do? You can. Why not become an agriculturist? Why not go back to your roots where you came from? If your father and mother were having a business of steel utensils, there are lots of people there, isn't it? Or they are selling clothes, or they are selling something. What are you doing? I work for the top 4, Ernst & Young and all those great companies that are there. What? You are a consultant, great person you are. Sorry, who told you that? I thought your job is to go and sell, clothes over there. Why not sell clothes? So, it is something which is extremely important. I'll tell you in my case what happened. I come from a family where everybody is like, different, which is not correct. So this body was married to a person, and I told her very clearly. I said, you come from a Vanya family. You know what a Vanyas are? Vaishyas. Okay? Your family is the same family as Ambani's, like Halai Lohanas, Lohanas they are called. Their job is to do what? Sell clothes, do trading. This is the job. I said, you do that. Open up a store where you will be selling clothes to people. Because your forefathers had a mandi, there is a mandi, a place where you sell all these garments and all, where Dhirubhai Ambani started. Same place, same location, same place. Your family comes from there. They have a pedi over there. Pedi means a small trading place. You also start that. You are not supposed to be a banker. That's not your job. Do this. I brought that person back over here and I started saying, do this trading. That is important. Going back to your roots is important. Not trying to become a servant of somebody. In your job, if you do your things, we will answer that later on in the Q&A. But when you are doing this Swadharma is connected to all these things. I want you to apply this knowledge to the material worldly things that you own. Anything that you own. Okay? Whatever object that you have. A TV is meant for watching stuff on the television, the way we watch, all those channels and stuff like that. Right? Now let us say you have a sewing machine. A sewing machine. You know what sewing machines are? Now this sewing machine collapses and becomes a table. There are those kind of machines also. I had that machine. Because clothes store and that machine was there. Now this machine was closed and it was used as a dining table. I want to ask you this question. If you are buying a dining table, that is for dining purposes. But if you are buying a sewing machine, which folds and collapses into a flat surface, it goes inside. Is it supposed to be used as a dining table? No. Think about it. Right? Everything depends. Okay. On what you do. So, I think we'll have to take a break over here. Okay, I'll do it for 2 more minutes and then we will stop. So, everything has its own location and place. Things which are supposed to be done for that purpose. It's all laid out clearly. And that is why your life is also laid out very clearly. That is your Swadharma. This Swadharma thing is going to continue next week also, because he is going to give you a complete rundown of what is Swadharma. Swadharma cannot be understood in one lecture. Okay. So we will do that next week also. But now I will stop over here because my device is telling me shut down. We can stop.
Recording stopped.